Welcome to Single Moms Talk. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Taneka.
And we are
Single Mom Talk.
We're going to tackle some real issues about single parenting. We're really going to kind of cover just the mothers because that's what we know about. And so today's topic is going to be, are you responsible for making your children happy? Are you, Taneka?
Sometimes I feel like I am.
Why?
Because I'm a single mom and I feel like I might have failed because I didn't finish the marriage and I had to raise them separate. So,
well, I kind of got caught up in trying to make up for them not having a dad. And I think I overextended some things. And I really kind of assumed that. They really wasn't even thinking about we're not happy because our dad is not here. Because, you know, they were really young when we separated or we divorced. So it was like a transition of me thinking I had to make them happy because he wasn't there. But they had no knowledge of that. So assuming that sometimes drives a mom into doing things overboard, overspending for
pressure.
Right, trying to spend for some sneakers you really can't afford just to try to make your child happy. So since we're in two different corners, I'm in the teenage stage. You going on?
I'm done.
Oh,
I'm done.
Okay, enough.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
So tell me, how did you get to I'm done? Because see, I'm 55 and you're
44.
And so you're going to be teaching me even though I know more than you. But
that's right.
Anyway, tell me how to get through this teenage stage. Man, this is too much. I feel like an Uber driver that's not getting paid.
Right.
Miracle has to be somewhere at a time. Then Robert has to be. And then when I drop Robert off, Miracle's calling me saying she has to pick me up. Then I'm like tired. I ain't tired. I'm tired.
And it's ongoing because
ongoing?
Yeah, they're here 18 years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do the math.
Okay.
18 years. So I'm 44.
Mm-hmm.
So my kids, I was young. I was in my 20s and I was a mom. And I started out suburban and then I became a single mom and I just got thrown into the fire with two boys.
What you mean suburban?
I purchased my house. I was in my early 20s. We were middle class. I mean, our kids were in private school. I mean,
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh yeah, so
we live in a hotel.
Well, but see, I mean, it's just because of my background. My background started in mortgage. Mm-hmm. So when I started in mortgage, it educated me about home ownership.
So what can we tell the single moms out there? Okay, the comparison is I'm in a hotel, you're in a house. Your kids are grown, mine are coming up. And so sometimes single moms feel like they have to be in the house. Who said you have to be in the house? Not anything against you being there, but my journey is different. And so sometimes single moms are conditioned to feel like, oh, if I don't have this, then people are going to talk about me. Yeah, they're going to talk about you. But my thing is there's a roof over my kid's head.
Right. And I agree. I think everybody have their own journey. And as long as you're true to who you are, I've always been a high achiever. So that's just naturally how I am. Mm-hmm. Now, how that balance in my life raising my kids, I learned later on, not while they were in the trenches, because that's the biggest fear. The biggest fear is the teenage years.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm in. And so I'm having to overcome trying to get them what they want.
Right.
Because, you know, in the school system today, if it's not a name on their clothes, then, like they used to have this thing with shoes, what are those if they don't have a name on them? So what can we tell the people?
What I tell them is, you can't have a pair of shoes for $200 if you have 10 cents worth of math in your head. I would not get you accustomed to a lifestyle that you won't be able to upkeep.
Okay.
That's just what we spoke about.
That's what I'm talking about.
I had to find different ways because they're going to be happy sometimes and sometimes they're not. Mm-hmm. For example, I never forget my oldest son was in the 8th grade. Mm-hmm. And he really wanted his dad at his picnic. Mm-hmm. Well, your dad is not very involved. So you lied to me about a picnic that I paid for. Mm. So do I choose for me to be happy or for him to be happy and allow his dad to come?
So do you think you making that decision? What was that decision based on? Was that decision based on is your child going to be happy, or it was about your feelings and your emotions about, I paid for this and he going to get the glory?
So when we separated, I always wanted to raise our kids separate but together. But his brokenness, we were both broken, but I went and healed mine. A lot of single moms, we don't seek healing ourselves. We just take that adversity and keep going on. But I make a conscious effort to stop. And because if you're not happy, then your frustrations are going to come out in raising your kids. And I went through that. I was on the risk of being surplus when my kids were in middle school. So I worked for AT&T, so I had the same fear. Am I going to be able to provide a home? Am I going to be able? But I started a business. I didn't let those adversities scare me.
But see, everybody might not be strong like you. Because see, I went through a phase where I realized that I had not laughed for a year.
Yeah.
And the reason I hadn't laughed for a year was I was so focused on children got to have this. They got to have this. I got to go to work. I got to pick them up. And then it got to the point where I forgot about me.
Yeah.
And so then when you forget about yourself and you're not conscious of yourself, then you're right. That does spill into your kids. But I didn't know that at that time until I became conscious that I mattered just as much as my kids mattered. And unless I was strong, they couldn't be strong. And so a lot of single moms are so busy trying to get back at the dad. I went through that phase too. But it wasn't the benefit for my kids.
Right.
You know, but I did at some point come to the point that I let them make the decision on whether they wanted to be incorporated with their dad instead of me saying, you can't see him, you can't call him. They always had that opportunity. So I don't know that that made them happy, but I know that it gave me some peace in knowing that I was not bringing the struggle with him into the relate, because it's all separate. We try to make it combined, but it's all separate. Yeah. So your thing is, and we're going to begin to wrap this subject up about, you know, is it our responsibility? So finally, is it your responsibility?
It depends on the situation. It depends on the situation. If that making them happy brings value to their lives, opposed to, because like my youngest son, can't make him happy all the time, but that unhappiness will bring you a priceless value.
So first of all, I was already diagnosed that I can have kids. So when I had kids, it was like, this was my, I've got these kids.
You're so blessed.
I got these kids now. What am I going to do with them?
Continue to be blessed with it.
Right. And so at that point, I was like, I'm dealing with being an older mom at age of 40 with one kid and then 41 at another one, and not having that quiet energy to that point. But my thing is to sum all of this up is, what should we tell those single moms out there? Should they be killing themselves to make their children happy? Talk to them.
No, I would not suggest that, because you're going to be overwhelmed and you're going to always be making your kids entitled. That's not life. Life is not going to be happy every day. So we have to teach them how to deal with adversities in a balanced form.
Okay. That's a good point. So, Single Moms Talking is going to be something great, because I didn't have any avenues. You know, my mom passed away, and I didn't have any avenues for somebody to help me through this. And so what we want to try to do is help someone through this that we've gone through. I'm at a different point in my journey. You're at a different point. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Anyway, but we're at a different point, and we want to be able to bring, empower, bless, bring consciousness to, because I don't want anyone to have to go through what I went through.
Yes, it's
emotionally, mentally, physically,
financially.
Yeah, all of those things. And so there are some things that we can help you with when we talk.
And we can't wait to share it with you so we can become bigger.
Okay. So, I'm Michelle, and I'm your motivator, and this is
Taneka.
And we are Single Moms Talk.